So first off, a few comments on Reddit had said that this thing looks incredibly heavy and damn near impossible to ride. So today, we're going to ride it, and it's also not that heavy. Even with the car tire in the back, this is just a Space Saver spare that probably weighs 15 pounds. But the whole bike probably weighs 50. It's not bad. All right, let's see how this thing does now that I got the coaster brake mount. I am so stoked about it. You really don't feel that back tire at all. Actually, this thing's totally rideable. Now, where it is making a difference is just kind of how hard the back tire is. This spare does hold 60 pounds, so it's pretty stiff back there. Not a bad ride at all. And while we're out here, guys, riding this wickedly awesome and kind of heavy bike, if you guys like this kind of stuff, don't forget to like and subscribe. A whole bunch more coming. We're going to keep pumping these things out. Man, this is just one perfect cruiser. Well, 100% rideable with a car tire.
So now that we've got the riding out of the way, this is what AI had conjured for me, and this is what I came up with, which I think is pretty darn okay looking. And going backwards a little bit, well, here's the paintwork and how I did it. As per usual, we're just giving this thing a good blowing off. As per usual, Ace Primer. I'm going to go ahead and just dust these coats on pretty light for now. And I just did a couple of light coats and then one final pretty heavy coat. Not too worried about runs.
Alright, so now that the frame's all painted, as you saw in the little clips before, I didn't really care all that much about getting rid of every single chip. Because the paint scheme I've got going for this thing, we're not going to need to worry about that. And nor did I care about grinding down the ugly welds, because that'll all be covered up pretty soon. So this is the paint we're going to use. I painted my home-built hot rod with the blue version of this. And it makes insane metallic paint jobs. You do have to cover it with a lot of clear. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and lay down the red base before I run out of light. Slam some glitter blast onto it, and then spend the next 2 or 3 hours stacking clear coat layer after clear coat layer, but we'll get it all covered up. Alright, so first we're starting off with Satin Poppy Red.
Poppy, I'm Poppy.
And we're going to stack this paint on, and then after that, the fun part. Alright, now that the bike's all red, time for there's my camera lens. Time for the fun part. Now you got to be pretty careful with this paint. It's extremely thin, so you just got to kind of fog it in from a distance, and you'll see the huge metal flakes, which won't look like much right now, but once we get this thing into the sun tomorrow, absolutely insane. Alright, well, it's kind of hard to see at this point, but the metal flake is just massive. It did take 2 cans to do this, and it'll take a lot of clear coat. That's what I was saying about it taking quite some time and a lot of coats, is that this stuff lays on pretty coarse. Like, it almost gives it like a textured look. It needs a lot of clear coat to cover up. On that little blue hot rod I built, it took almost a full gallon to cover up that little tiny car. And even then, there were some spots that I could have used more clear coat, so it did take 2 of these cans to cover the bike. These cans hold barely anything, and most of it's just like clear, watery vapor stuff that kind of goes away. But hopefully 3 cans of Ace Clear Coat should be able to cover this thing up. All right, and from this point, I'm going to go ahead and just start stacking some clear coat on it. I have that block of wood just barely holding it up by the dropouts, and a little bit right there, which the bearing cup is going to fill up. But this texture is going to go away with about 30 thousandths of an inch thick of clear coat after coat. And then we'll see this thing in the sun. Now, I'm filming outside because it's a little bit brighter out here, so I can talk to you guys a little better. My garage lighting is pretty bad fluorescent. Anyways, I'm just going to stack on a layer of clear. Kind of a loud car. I'm going to stack on some of this clear coat, and with one layer on, I'm going to wait maybe 5 or 10 minutes, do another layer, 10, 15 minutes, and just kind of repeat that process. It's going to take probably 2 full cans to do this bike. So I'm not going to do it on camera. It's just going to be the same. Laying on clear coat, wait, lay on clear coat, and wait. But the next clip you'll see is it in the sun. Hopefully.
Okay, I lied. I had enough time between flash coats of clear to actually shoot some, so here's the progress.
Coat number 2, and the metallic is still sticking out a whole bunch, but we're getting better. All right, 3 coats down, and it's getting a little bit smoother. But boy, is this spray paint nasty stinky in here. All right, this is coat whatever it is. But a few more layers and we should be okay. Well, it's the next day, and look at that metal flake. Oh my gosh. I also did hang a few parts on the bike. I got a back fender on it and some little like velocity stack type things that came off of Amazon. I've also got a chain guard here that's going to run vertical up to the jack shaft, and it's in like a super sparkly silver, and I'm just clear coating it layer after layer as well. As for the tire, I painted it last night in a semi-gloss black, and right now I'm using one of these Milwaukee welder's pens to paint the letters into the tire. And I think that looks pretty darn good. We're looking like a race tire.
Now, this is an oil-based pen, so it should be pretty good. I don't know how it would handle an automotive application, but I figured for this it'd be just fine.
Like that.
And here's the final product after quite a bit of assembly and a little bit of massaging some parts around. The clearance between the sissy bar and the lettering on the tires is pretty darn close, so I did have to get a little bit crafty with some blocks of wood and kind of bend it out. Now, as you'll see here on the back chain, there isn't much room for adjustability, so I got some half links coming that should solve that. But for now, completely rideable. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I think I captured, the E.J. Potter motorcycle style, kind of drag-inspired, retro, Stingray type look. I think I nailed it pretty good, especially with this huge metal flake out of a spray can. Super happy with how that turned out. The velocity stacks, it's kind of a little cheap, cheesy gimmick, but I think it looks pretty good on this bike too, It's something to fill up the middle triangle, or whatever shape you want to call it. And they look pretty nice. And boy, oh boy, that red is just crazy.
Well, and I guess that's about it, guys. If someone tells you it's not going to work, go ahead and do it anyways, because it just might. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the whole build videos of this bike, and I hope it inspired you to go out there, get your hands dirty, and have some fun. I'll see you on the next one.